We're about to install a roof rack on a car. This is just to show everybody how to do it and how simple it is. The tools that you are going to need is an Allen key, a 13mm spanner and a cutting cutter. The cutting cutter is to open up the box and to expose the brackets on the roof rack, as I've done so here already. First things first, once we open up the carton, we take all the contents out and we lay it out on the floor or on a piece of cardboard, as I've done so. So at least we're organised and we're able to fire away without any dramas or issues. Everything that is needed to put the roof rack onto the car is supplied, and you won't have any bolts or nuts left over, nor will you have any missing. So to demonstrate, I'll put the arms together first, and this will be step 2. So to begin, we'll grab the smallest nut, load it up with a spring washer, put on the big washer, then we grab a triangular arm and the L-shaped arm, and that's the way it's going to sit. You pop that in there like so. So you just put it on there very loose. So that's the first one. Then you grab another small one, put the spring loaded washer in, put the big washer in there, and do so on the other arm, on the other hole. That's step 1. What we will do now is we will put this onto the actual roof rack and secure it very loosely so we can move it around. So when we do put it on our patrol or on our Land Cruiser or our 4-wheel drive, we're able to maneuver the arms in and out to make sure that it fits and sits on the rain gutter the way it should. Okay, now in order to get the bracket onto the roof rack, what we will do is grab the medium sized bolt. Same principle as before, put the spring loaded washer in, get the big washer, put it in there, and we'll grab a nut. We'll go over to our roof rack. Now for most 4-wheel drives, like your Land Cruiser, Pajero, Patrol, and the larger size 4-wheel drives, as you will see, there is three hole placements on the roof rack and 2 on the arm. What you do for the larger models is you put it on the two outer ones. So it's as easy as getting the bolt with your washers, putting it underneath the rack, through there, now don't fasten them up too much because you want some movement in order to adjust when you put it onto your roof. Now do that for all the brackets, and we'll see you later on. Don't tighten all the nuts and bolts until the very end. Very important not to do that, as so we can position the rack whether it needs to go more to the left, more to the right, backward or forward. Once we've got the rack in the desired position, we'll go around and tighten up all the screws. Welcome back. As you can see, we've completed all the arms onto the rack. They're all on there at the moment. The next step is to go around. You've got longer rubbers and shorter rubbers. These are to protect your car from getting scratched and to stop it from rusting away in the rain gutters. What we do is we place the long one onto the triangular one, They are a tight fit to put on, but they won't be coming off once you've got them on there once. and we do the rest, and we do the same for the rest of them. Now that we're all completed with the arms on the roof rack, now's the fun part. We actually lift it up and put it onto our car. For that, you'll need an extra person to give you a hand to do it, one on either end, and we put it on starting off from the rear of the car. Okay, once all the brackets are on and all the rubbers are onto the brackets on the roof rack, next job is to take all the bubble wrap off. Now, best to pick it up and put it onto the car from the rear, because it'll make life easier, because you're not going over the bonnet of the car if you go in through the rear. For this, I've asked for a hand from the big fella here, and he's going to help me put the rack onto the car. For this exercise, once you lift it, best thing to do is to push all the arms out to the furthest they can reach out, so when you do get to the car, it's easier just to slide them back in to line them up with the rain gutter. Big fella? Okay, so now that the big fella's helping me, we're just going to lift up the rack and turn it the right way around to begin with. As you can see, the rack is very light. This is the aluminium one. This is the one that we recommend to put on your vehicle. So now, once we're in position, all we do is we pull out all our brackets to the furthest point possible. So then when we get on top of the car and in position to put it onto the roof, it's easy for us to just slide it in and line it up with the gutter. Alright, here we go. Okay, now that we're in position, we make sure that all the rubbers are on and none of them are coming out. And what we do is we just slide the brackets in to ensure that they fit the car into the rain channels like so. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is don't tighten all the nuts and bolts until the very end. Very important not to do that, as so we can position the rack whether it needs to go more to the left, more to the right, backward or forward. Once we've got the rack in the desired position, we'll go around and tighten up all the screws. Before you tighten it, push down on the bracket just to make sure that it's sitting where it should be. Tighten that up like so. Doesn't have to be too tight, as a spring-loaded washer will ensure that it's fastened nice and securely. Now that we've tightened up all the rain gutter brackets to the roof rack, next thing to do is come behind the car and have a look at the roof rack, just to make sure that it's centered and you're happy with the way it's positioned. Once you've done that, next step will be to tighten up the roof rack to the arms. In doing so, you go to the side of the car, open up the door, stand on the side steps, you get your 13mm spanner to hold the bolt underneath, get your Allen key, and tighten it up. Same to the rest of them, and then we'll get on to the final step. Now that the roof rack's in position, everything's been tightened up, we're down to the final step. That is putting the cover plate on to hide that and to finish it off nicely. So to do that, we get the cover plate, get the smaller rubbers, pop that on there as well, so underneath your rain gutter, it secures it and ensures that it doesn't get scratched. Now we get the longer bolts, we put the spring-loaded washer on first, get the big washer, put that in there like so. Then we go over to the rack. Put it on there. Make sure that hole there lines up with that there. Put that in there. Put that in there. Get your Allen key. Tighten that up. Yep. Now you don't need to tighten it up too much. As you can see, that's not going anywhere. Same goes with the rest of the nuts and bolts. Don't tighten it too hard. You just need to make sure that it's tightened up a little bit more than hand tight, and that'll be sufficient. The whole process takes just over an hour. It's very easy to do. As you can see, we've just finished installing the rack. All the cover plates are on right around the car. It's finished up beautifully, and that's how you do it. Now, if you'd like to get your hands on one of these racks, feel free to contact us on 03 9338 5458. We are OCAM Industries, and we're delivering great products at a sensational price. So jump on our website www.ocamindustries.com.au to see what else we have. Thank you.